Hello everybody, it's Rob here, Rob Biddulph. There I am with my sausage dog friend. And I'm a children's author and illustrator. Maybe you've seen some of my books before. Have you seen this one? It's called Grrr. It's certainly one of my favourite stories that I've written. It's all about this bear here called Fred. And he is a champion bear. You can see he's got 3 gold medals there. And there's a competition where he lives called the Best Bear in the Wood. And he has won for the last 3 years in a row. He is the best bear in the wood. And they have all sorts of funny events. Things like hula hooping. Did you know that bears are really good at hula hooping? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. What a silly question, Rob. But there's another event in this particular competition called the Loud Grrr. And Fred here has the loudest grrr in the wood. But somebody, I'm not saying who, somebody thinks they can beat him. And it's a really fun story of how Fred makes some new friends. Maybe you've seen this book. It's called Show and Tell. It's all about a class of children who bring in things to show their friends in their class. And they all bring in ridiculous things that they try and outdo each other. It's very competitive showing and telling, but that's a lot of fun. But anyway, we're here today. Why are we here today? You know why we're here today. We're here to do a drawing. How's that looking? Straight? Let's get it straight. I can never quite tell if it's straight. Sometimes I watch my videos back and they're all wonky and I'm really crossing myself. Anyway, I think that's pretty good. Right, so today I thought we would draw a panda. Everyone loves pandas, right? I went to China. I went on tour to China a couple of years ago. And there's pandas everywhere in China. I think I'm right in saying the panda is the national animal of China. So there's lots and lots, I didn't see any real life pandas, but there's lots of kind of panda toys and panda design everywhere you go. And I really, really love pandas. And they're really good fun to draw and they're quite easy to draw actually. So I thought we would draw a panda. But as I was having a little bit of practice, sometimes I like to practice these drawings before I show them to you. And as I was drawing this particular panda, I thought, oh, this panda reminds me of something. What does it remind me of? Do you know what it was? It was a football. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? But the panda I was drawing reminded me a bit of a football. I think it's something to do with the black and white thing. So do you know what? I thought, I really like football, actually. I probably should have said this before. I really like football. And I thought I would draw a footballing panda for you today. Football panda. What do you think? I think that's a pretty good plan. So, in case you haven't seen the videos before, this is how it works. We do a drawing together. You grab your pencil or your pen and your piece of paper. You stick on the video and you watch me draw. And I'm going to do this a little tiny bit at a time so that you can follow me nice and easily. Because I think if you break a drawing down into little tiny sections, it's much easier. It's less sort of scary, isn't it? Sometimes if somebody sat you down and said, right, I want you to draw a footballing panda, you'd be like, oh, I don't really know where to start. So I'm going to break it down into little pieces and you're going to see it's actually quite easy to draw a footballing panda. So watch the video, watch me draw, then you draw, then I draw, then you draw, then I draw, and then at the end we're going to have a lovely picture of a footballing panda. Okay, let's start, shall we? Grab your piece of paper, grab your pen, and the first thing that we are going to do is a great big sort of, it's not going to be exactly a circle. We're going to draw our panda's head first. It's not going to be a circle. It's going to be a bit sort of like a flattened circle. So we're going to put our pen right in the middle of our piece of paper at the top. Maybe leave a couple of inches at the top. And we're going to come along and we're going to go down here like that in a sort of very slight curve. Okay? So a nice easy shape to start with. And then from here, we're going to come down the side, but we're going to add a few little jaggedy bits to make our panda's cheeks a little bit furry. Oh, my computer's making a noise. Do you know what? I'm just going to press the button that makes the computer stop making a noise. We don't want to be interrupted by emails arriving for me, do we? So where were we? Yes, that's right. Just a few little jaggedy bits to there. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. Do you remember I like to do this? I like to do a mirror image thing. So we're going to come down and around there, start bending down, just add a little bit of zigzagginess. I find it easier to do it on this side actually. That's weird, don't know why. And then we're going to just join it up at the bottom, like that. So we've got like a slightly flattened sort of oval shape with jaggedy bits at the edges. Okay, fine. So far, so good. Now, the next thing to do for our panda, we're going to draw a sort of a series of circles now. The first one is going to be quite a big circle, and it's going to be on this side, and we're going to draw it about there. So it's not going to go to the middle of our panda. We're going to go to, imagine there's sort of about a couple of finger widths in the middle, okay? Because we're going to draw another circle on the other side, and we need a decent sized gap in between these two circles. So sort of like that, okay? Do you see what I mean? I've left a couple of finger widths gap in the middle. Now, I tried to get them the same size, but I failed dismally, didn't I? This one's a bit smaller than that one, but that's absolutely fine. In fact, I think it makes our character look a bit more characterful if he's not perfectly symmetrical. So there we go, there's our first two circles. Now, inside each of these circles, we're going to do a smaller circle, and we're going to do them towards the top of these circles here. We'll try and make them the same size as each other if we can. Like that, okay? And then, inside those circles, we are going to draw even smaller circles. And this one we're going to try and get right in the middle of that circle. Just like that. Okay, and let's colour in these little ones. 1, 2, perfect. Okay, now the next thing to do, we're going to colour in these big circles around here. Now that's going to take me a little bit longer. I think I'm going to do it with my, do you know what should I do it with? I'm not going to, no, do you know what, this will be quicker. I'm not going to use my pen, I'm going to use one of these things. This is like a watercolour ink pen, and I think it'll be a little bit quicker. So what I want you to do is what I'm doing here. We're just going to colour in that bigger circle, and we're going to leave a nice eye in the centre, like that. Be careful not to go over the edges. You might need to go a little bit slower when you get to the edges. This is quite nice, this little brush pen here. There you go, one there. And now let's do this bit. It's already starting to take shape, isn't it? Our little panda. There we go. They're very cool looking animals, pandas, aren't they? I really like the pattern they have on their faces with those big black circles that go around their eyes. Sort of look like they're wearing some sort of cool mask, like a superhero mask, don't they? Very cool. There we go. That's really quite pandery already, I think. Right. The next thing to do is another circle. Well, it's not going to be a circle actually in the middle so much as a sort of egg shape. Oh, sorry, I've knocked my camera, haven't I? It's wobbling around a bit. Sorry about that. Probably making you feel a bit seasick. Right, so what we're going to do is, in the middle, if you see where you've drawn the pupils of your eye, a little bit higher than that, we're going to draw just a little sort of egg shape, like an egg lying down. Like that. So can you see it's just very slightly higher than the two pupils. Okay, and then coming down right from the middle of that egg shape, we're just going to do a little line, just a small line. Oh look, I just literally put my hand right in that wet ink. Oh no, that means I'm going to smudge my drawing a bit later. I'm going to have to be very careful. Okay, now at the bottom of that little line that you've just drawn, I want you to draw a little curvy line for his mouth. I'm going to do it slightly lopsided. I'm going to do it coming up a little bit higher on that side. Oh, isn't that cute? A little smiley mouth. Let's add 6 little dots for whiskers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Lovely. He's cool, this panda. Okay, now let's give him some eyebrows. Now, do you remember, I've told you this before, if you want somebody to look extra smiley, I mean, he looks, well, I think, actually, do you know what? I think this panda is a she. It's going to be a female footballing panda. I'm going to think of a name for her a bit later on as well, I think. Okay, but she looks very happy now. But if you want to make her look extra smiley, we have to add a couple of eyebrows. And if you add those eyebrows a long way above the eyes, it really does make them look more jolly and more cheerful. But panda eyebrows, they're quite sort of thick, and again they're black. So what we're going to do, we're going to draw like a bean shape towards the top of her head, like that. Do you see what I mean? It's like a sort of, like a kidney bean or something. like that. I'm going to do the same on the other side, right near the top of the head, and just is going to make her look extra smiley. Let's colour that in black. I'm not going to use my other pen for this because it's not a very big area, so I can just do it with my regular pen. How am I doing? I still haven't smudged anywhere, that's pretty good. Famous last words. I'm definitely going to smudge it somewhere now. Okay, so there we go. A lovely, jolly looking panda. Let's add a couple of big, fluffy panda ears. Now, these are some more circles, but we're going to add a little bit of zigzagginess to them. So, just above that eyebrow, we're going to come around in quite a big circle, like that. A few little jaggedy lines. We're going to come around like that and go back to where we started. There we go, one panda ear. Let's do the other one. I'm going to come out just from above the eyebrow again, around in a big circle, like that. Try and get it about the same size as the other ear. Doesn't matter too much if it isn't. And there we go. I'm going to colour them in now. Maybe I'll just go into super speed mode for this bit. You don't mind, do you? Ready? You're going to be amazed at how quick this is. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Quick as a flash. Unbelievable. That wasn't sped up actually. That's just the speed I can colour. I'm just super quick at colouring. What can you do? What can you do? And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. Right. Let's give our panda a little tummy. So we're going to draw yet another sort of circle shape coming out of the bottom of his head, and this is going to be our panda's little tummy. So let's say, how can I say this? How can I tell you where this is? Sort of, if you sort of imagine the edge of the white of his eye, we're going to come down to about there, and we're just going to draw a little round tummy. Can you see I'm adding those zigzaggy lines again, just to make it a little bit furry, like that. Although actually, I think we're going to put our panda in a football kit, so maybe we don't need to do the furry bits, but don't worry about it if you've done that. It's fine. Okay, so there we go, our panda's tummy. Let's add a couple of legs. Now the legs, what we're going to do, coming down from this body, we're just going to draw one straight line, coming straight down, and another one there, coming almost directly below the nose, and then about that far away, we're going to add another one, and another one, and then the feet. Should we give our panda some football boots? We're just going to do like a line coming out there, a little curve, that line coming out there, and a little curve like that. So we can turn those into football boots in a minute for our footballing panda. First of all, let's give him some arms. Quite close, not the exact point where the body joins the head, about that far away. I want you to come out in a nice smooth curve like that. A little bit of fur, and head backwards like that. That's going to be our panda's arm. This one, we've done this one slightly higher, like that, the same sort of thing. There we go. There's our little panda's arms. Okay, now this is the fun bit if you like football, because I want you, well, first of all, let's just add sleeves. So one line across there, one line across there, okay? That's going to be the edges of our panda's football top. And similarly, we're going to do a line that goes all the way across our panda's body like that. That separates the top from this shorts area here. This bit here, we're just going to make the shorts, okay? Then the football boots, she is wearing these little football boots. What we do, we're going to do a little curve like that, and then straight line across, okay, for our football boot shape. So little curve coming down like that, straight line across there, football boots. And then what I need you to do, we're going to add another straight line there for the socks too. And then just above those socks, I want you to colour that bit in, because pandas have black legs, so she has nice black legs there, like that. Okay, and they also have black arms. I'll speed up here, hang on. Okay, so now it's time to add the football kit to your panda. Now, I suggest maybe you add your favourite football team's kit. It would be really interesting to see which of you supports which team and which team is the most popular team when I get all these back. You might have a local team. You might have a team that one of your parents plays for and you'd like to do their kit. Maybe you'd like to make up your own football kit with your own colours and your own patterns on the football kit. That would be really fun. But do you know what? I'm going to draw my favourite team's football kit. Now, I don't know if I've told you this before. This could divide the room, but my favourite team is Arsenal, who are based in London. They are my favourite team. I've supported them since I was little. I had an uncle, actually. I still have an uncle who was a professional footballer. And I think he was on Arsenal's books at one point, but I know he played for a couple of other teams, Brighton and Ipswich, teams like that. But Arsenal, they're their closest team to where I live. So I like Arsenal and they play in red and white. So I am going to colour my panda. She's going to be wearing an Arsenal kit, but you can do whatever you like. So let's go our separate ways, shall we? You colour your kit in, I'll colour my kit in, and I'll see you back here very shortly. Okay, so there is my panda, and she is wearing her lovely Arsenal kit, the best kit in the world, for the best team in the world. What do you mean Arsenal aren't the best team in the world? What are you talking about? Of course they are. They might not be. I hope you know, we might support different football teams, but you know, we can still be friends, can't we? Of course we can. We just have to agree to disagree. You know, I think Arsenal are the best, and you're wrong if you don't. But that's fine. Right, do you remember right at the beginning I said I was drawing a panda and it reminded me of a football. Shall I show you why? Because I'm going to draw a little football down here next to the panda. Now, footballs, surprisingly, perfectly round, aren't they? So we're going to draw a nice round circle here by our panda's feet. And this is how I'm going to do the football. I'm going to do another circle right in the middle of the football that I'm going to colour in black. And then we're just going to add a few more sort of semicircles just around the edges. So a very sort of simple, stylised football shape. And I don't know why, but something about those black circles on a white circular background, it just made me think of pandas. Oh!
And is achromatic. It is the colour of fresh snow, chalk and milk, and is the opposite of black. White objects fully reflect and scatter all the visible wavelengths of light. White on television and computer screens is created
Alexa,
by a mixture of...
be quiet. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if you even picked that up, but my Alexa started telling me all about the colour white. Very useful, I'm sure. Anyway, where was I? That's never happened before, has it? So yeah, I don't know why, but this football just reminded me of a panda, and that's why I decided to draw a footballing panda. And I think you can agree they go together pretty well. We're really nearly at the end of our drawing now. I'm just going to add, you know, I like to add a bit of shadow to make it look like my character is standing on the floor. Well, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it in a special way. I'm just going to add it with bits of green, sort of like tufts like that. So it's casting a shadow, but the shadow is sort of made up of grass. So it performs two jobs. It makes it look like our character is standing on a surface, but it also makes it look like that surface is a bit grassy, like that. I'm doing it with a darker green, then we're just going to do a few bits of lighter green, like that, just to fill in some of the gaps. Hopefully you can see what I mean. I just think it looks pretty cool. There we go, like that. Have I got an even darker green? I have. Do you know what? Have I told you this before? When you're doing the shadow next to somebody's feet or next to this ball that's on the floor here, if you make it sort of get darker the nearer to the object, just like that, that makes it look much more kind of convincing as a shadow. Because when shadows are cast by something, the shadow is at its darkest point right next to the object that is casting it. Did you know that? Check it out next time you're outside in the sunshine. There we go. So our panda drawing is finished. She looks really cool, I think, my footballing panda. I need to sign my name. I'm going to do it here in this little gap here. Rob. There we go. Oh, I really like drawing this one. I really do like doing anything to do with football. I like playing football. I like watching football. And I like drawing footballing pandas. Of course I do. So I can't wait to see your drawings. So make sure you take a picture of your drawings. I want to see what football team is the most popular, and we can see all the different football teams. And when you post your drawings, why don't you tag your favourite football team in on the drawing too? That would be good, and we'll see if we can get them to respond to our pictures, shall we? So yes, don't forget to include the hashtag #DrawWithRob and maybe tag me too. I'm at Rob Biddulph on Twitter, and I'm at rbiddulph on Instagram and on Facebook. If you just leave it in the comments underneath, that's where I get to see all of your lovely drawings, and who knows, maybe you will make the grid of footballing pandas. Yes, don't forget to tag your favourite football team. That'll be a fun thing to do, I think. So listen, I hope you've had a good time drawing this with me today. I know that I've really liked drawing with you. I want you all to take care of yourselves. Keep on drawing, keep on practicing. Get your parents involved as well. Maybe they should join in with this one. That would be good fun, wouldn't it? And maybe your grandparents too. Anyone you know. Why don't you tell them to draw along with me? And we can all become artists together. I want you to take care of yourselves until I see you next time, which will be very soon for another episode of Draw with Rob. In the meantime, it's been nice talking to you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.